Student athletes, faculty, and staff have a key role in keeping this policy in play. Nursing students come here to River Valley Community College campus in Keene, as well as in Claremont. Investigators were also critical of Keene State College administrators. During this time, investigators say the college did have policies and procedures in place for reporting. He wants to donate the proceeds of the t-shirt to a community organization, not Pumpkin Fest. And later today, these sandwiches will be donated to the 100 Nights Homeless Shelter. The report from the McLean law firm focused on 3 former KSC employees who were in or had worked with the Keene State Athletics Department. The report found all 3 employees had acted improperly with students, enough so to warrant termination or non-renewal of their contracts. The report also found college administrators failed in their handling of complaints about these cases, enough so to warrant strong criticism and calls for change. Sexual harassment investigative reports focused on Eugene Gino Valente, Peter Thomas, and Charlie Beach. Valente managed the Night Owl Cafe and ran a private business called Fast Break Broadcasting that contracted to do broadcasts of KSC athletic events. This is how he came into contact with students mentioned in the report. The report found Valente engaged in a pattern of sexual harassment at KSC and his previous employer, New England College. The harassment at KSC included asking students sexually explicit questions in late-night phone calls and texts. Investigators also found Valente harassed students by failing to keep proper boundaries between himself as a supervisor and students who worked with him. The college terminated Valente in March of 2014. The investigation also focused on 2 other people with more direct supervision of student athletes, cross-country coach Peter Thomas and softball coach Charlie Beach. Investigators found Peter Thomas engaged in conduct that met the standards of sexual harassment. This conduct included unwanted sexual comments and unpermitted touching of some student athletes. The report also says this activity went on for years and established a culture in which some students believed the contact was accepted by the college. The college placed Thomas on leave in August and dismissed him in November. Investigators say Charlie Beach did not engage in sexual harassment. However, they say he did inappropriately touch a student by placing his arm around her during a softball tryout in 2013. The investigation found there were 2 other complaints lodged against Beach in 2003 and 2004. Beach did take harassment training after the 03 and 04 incidents, but investigators expressed concerns that training did not prevent the 2013 complaint. Administrators decided to not renew a coaching contract with Beach. Investigators were also critical of Keene State College administrators. Keene State College's Student Code of Conduct is now published in the Student Athletic Handbook after the athletic department felt the sexual misconduct policy had to be further addressed. For the past 20 years, the athletic handbook has been amended and updated on a yearly basis. But after last year's incident with Eugene Valente, also known as Gino, who was fired March 5, 2014 for inappropriate behaviors at Keene State College, the athletics department decided to add the policy to its handbook and to emphasize it. Now the athletic handbook includes the policy and additional names of contacts for students. It was reported in the Equinox April 2nd publication that students didn't know where to go or who to speak to when someone was engaging in inappropriate actions. Director of Athletics John Ratliff was one of the driving forces to get this policy in print.
The safety and the welfare of our student athletes is our #1 priority, and so we had some things happen that we thought this would be beneficial that our student athletes had this information. But the bottom line is for the health and safety of our student athletes.
KSC junior Catherine Toole says she's glad the policy is now here in writing. Student athletes as well as coaches have been required to attend multiple meetings addressing sexual harassment. Whether it's on or off campus, Toole feels it's an issue that can't be ignored.
In our day and age, you are hearing more and more about it, and it's really sad to see that people think it's so easy to get out of those situations, but a lot of time it's not.
Sometimes students don't even know what behavior is reportable. Chief Officer of Diversity and Multiculturalism, Dottie Morris, wants students to know what's appropriate to engage in and what is not.
They might think that it's acceptable behavior for people to engaging on the campus, and so part of adding that policy to the handbook is to make it very clear what someone can do and who they can talk to if something does occur.
Bringing awareness to the issue and clarifying where students can go is a joint effort. Student athletes, faculty, and staff have a key role in keeping this policy in play. Bethany Ricciard, KSE-TV. Even as news of the riots were making headlines across the country and around the world, Bee's Tea's owner was thinking of a way to help Keene rebound. When he got to his shop the Monday morning after the riots, he found his inspiration, a shirt with a message.
I just kind of thought I should do something, and Keene Strong kind of came to mind. I didn't really want it to be related to Pumpkin Fest, so I didn't want to do Pumpkin Strong or anything like that, and so Keene Strong made the most sense. Stay strong as a community.
PIP has sold 77 shirts so far. They've gone to students, parents of students, KSE alumni, and local residents. The feedback has been positive. Before the printing, a post about the shirts on Facebook instantly got likes and follows, along with emails and calls. One call to Bee's Teas was from the Keene Chamber of Commerce, saying the chamber president wanted to wear one at a press conference on October 20th. But not everyone thinks a shirt with a slogan is the answer to the problems the riots have caused. KSE senior Sarah DeFritas agrees money should be donated to the community, but the choice of words Keene Strong might be implying the wrong message.
No one got seriously injured. It was more of just a big mix-up of a mix of alcohol and people running around and being crazy, and that's not something that results in people that need to mourn. Like, there's no need to mourn this. It's more of a, we made a mistake, let's move past this and just directly fix the problem, which is compensate for the money that was lost.
She says it is going to be hard for the Keene State College students to reconnect with the community because she's heard the community members express their anger about the actions Pumpkin Fest weekend. However, she hopes this will soon be forgiven and forgotten, and Tim Pip hopes so too.
I think this will go away. If there's another Pumpkin Fest in the future, I think it'll be talked about. But it'll make us remember something and remember that we are a community that really cares about each other.
Pip says he wants to donate the proceeds of the t-shirt to a community organization, not Pumpkin Fest, because it is about giving back to the community, family, and fun. Bethany Ricciard, KSE-TV.